Conditions with a high of 40. With your AccuWeather forecast, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
From local sports to national newsmakers, this is the show everybody is talking about. Live from the Granite State, it's Mike and the Hoss on the Pulse of New Hampshire.
Good morning and welcome to the Mike and the Hoss Show, powered by the Yum Shop on the Pulse of New Hampshire. I'm Mike Dene, and alongside Charlie Hossack, we are Mike and the Hoss. J-Dog back in studio as usual. Gentlemen, hope you had a very nice Thanksgiving, watched a lot of football, ate a lot of turkey and all the other stuff that goes. Nice seeing you.
Yeah, it's great to see you. Yeah, I had a great Thanksgiving. We hosted this year, which was nice. So we had delicious food to complement the turkey. We also had a honey baked ham, which is always a nice touch, and have been doing some leftovers for the past couple of days. Dog, you had a little break on your diet, so you had some fun for the past couple of days. And are you back at it today?
I am back at it today, and then my next cheat day would be, I think someone from the station's bringing in a pecan pie. I'm going to have a couple of slices of that probably in like next week or the week after.
That's a good question. Do you like the original turkey and when you sit down a meal, or do you like the leftovers better?
I mean, I would say I prefer the leftovers. It's interesting. It's kind of like I like the leftovers with most everything. So think about this. I don't know if you guys like American chop suey, but like when you make American chop suey, eating it that day, you don't really want to eat it that day. You want to let it sit for a couple of days because it gets better. So for example, since you don't like American chop suey, my wife made this delicious turkey soup. And it was so good. Like I tried a little bit last night, but I didn't want it for my meal. I'm going to have it for my meal tonight because it's been sitting now for 24 hours or so and kind of getting all of the flavor. I think it's just better. I think leftovers for me are better because they've had an opportunity to kind of, I don't know. It's almost like letting them sit for a day or two kind of brings out more flavor.
Marinating their juices. Yeah, marinating their juices. I like putting them on the fry pan. I like to say take turkey, the stuffing that Carla makes for me, and the potatoes, put it in a fry pan, kind of mix it together into like a mush, and then eat that. It brings me like baby food almost. That's what it ends up being because it's all small pieces. And no, I like the leftovers probably better than the original. And for the same reasons that you're saying, that it's just the flavors are a little bit more. You add a few more things to it. I do like that. Yeah. Dog, what about you?
Fresh. I'm there. It's coming in hot, not piping hot. I don't like piping hot food. I don't want to burn my mouth and have to talk like this. I don't want to do that. So coming in hot, not literally, and then have my meal, be done with it. I'm not really a leftovers person. I've got the plate in front of me. I got to eat, and then I got to move on to my busy day.
Yeah, and it's funny that a lot of people are not leftover people. Like my son is not a leftover person. Where I kind of focus on, I am a leftover person. I'm like, oh, what am I going to be able to have, in the next day or two? Now I'm a creature of habit. I mean, I could eat pretty much the same thing for an entire week straight, and it wouldn't bother me. Where a lot of the members of my family could never do that. I do want to give a one shout out, Mike. I had the opportunity to have pumpkin pie. I love pumpkin pie from the Yum Yum Shop, and we got one of the mini pies because we got an assortment of different pies, and the pumpkin pie was absolutely outstanding. If you're a pumpkin pie fan, it's to die for.
Well, speaking of the Yum Yum Shop, Mike and the Hoss is powered by the Yum Yum Shop, located in the heart of downtown Wolfboro. It can be found on the Pulse of New Hampshire radio stations and all over the world on the Pulse of New Hampshire app. You can always catch up and listen to our previous shows on the Pulse Podcast Network, Spreaker, Audible, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. The Yum Yum Shop has over 100 varieties of fresh baked goods, including six different types of bread, and also a whole bunch of pies like Charlie ate at Thanksgiving. A full-service ice cream bar, of course. Their most famous item, the gingerbread cookie. Make sure to visit the Yum Yum Shop the next time you're in Wolfboro or online at yummyumshop.com. And while you're there, enter the discount code of Mike and the Hoss to receive 20% off a Gingy Box. Now you can join our conversation, 603-228-2080. That is 603-228-2080. And a special thanks to the Heinz Group of Philadelphia and London for sponsoring our Facebook Live and YouTube Live feeds. And also, don't forget to follow us on social media. We're on X, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. All right, Charlie, opening takes brought to you by the Back Bay Boathouse,
where you can enjoy delicious food and drinks right next to the lake. Don't forget to order the $5 Mike and the Hoss penalty box during happy hour, Monday through Friday, from 3 to 5 p.m. Love the
We took
Back Bay
my-
Boathouse.
We did. We took my mother for her birthday, her 82nd birthday. God, I hope I have that right. I'm going to pay for it if I don't. 82nd birthday. We went to the Boathouse last night. A very, very nice meal. It's really is a great place. So I don't know if you guys caught. Can I go first, Charlie? Because it's
Yeah,
gonna
of
have
course.
to do with
Yeah,
the I don't know if you guys even knew there was a football game on yesterday, which is going to be the topic of our poll question. The Black Friday game. I happened to catch a good chunk of it just by accident more than anything else. And when I turned it on, it was the Eagles against the Bears. Eagles are 8-2, 8-3, something like that. The Bears are they were 8-3 at the time. And the Eagles were struggling on offense. I guess that would be to put it mildly. They were struggling on offense. And this is in the first half of the game. And the boos were raining down on the Eagles like there was no tomorrow. And the boos continued throughout the rest of the game. And I was just thinking to myself, did the Eagles just win a Super Bowl about 8 months ago? Isn't this the team, the current Super Bowl champion team? And my mother was there, and I was talking to Carla, and I was like, isn't there's got to be some sort of a, you got a stay of execution sort of that, from booze when you are the current title holder. And so that's what I want to bring up to you is that how long should you get? Obviously in Philadelphia, it doesn't last more than, basically 8 months. Booze come down on you. But I think when you win, you've earned the right to a couple years anyway, to not get booed. To enjoy the people in Philadelphia do not seem to want to enjoy their Super Bowl, the first one that they had won since 17, and then the 17 was the first one before that, a long time before that. They're booing within 8 months of a Super Bowl title. Now, we were fortunate enough to go through a lot of titles with the Patriots. I can't remember a time, maybe. I can't even think of a time over those 20 years that the Patriots team was booed. Maybe one time in a half after they had gone 8 years without a Super Bowl title. But even then, they were still perennial favorites, just like the Eagles are right now. The Eagles still have stars all over the field. They're coming off a Super Bowl. They won the Super Bowl, and yet they're still being booed. I ask you, what should be the grace period after you win a Super Bowl?
I think so. And the Eagles, they're 8-4 now, all right, after yesterday's loss. So it's not like they're a bad team. They're a team that's going to make the playoffs again. Mike, it's crazy to think that that the fans in Philadelphia, and I do like some of the fans in Philadelphia, but the fact that they are booing the reigning champions, as you put it, I think it's absolutely ridiculous. They were struggling. They have been struggling on and off with their offense this season. But to start booing a team because they aren't playing well, and it's actually, they lost yesterday to the Bears. The Bears are the Bears are a really good team, but the game itself, it wasn't a blowout. I mean, the Eagles were competitive throughout the majority of the game. So I guess the answer to your question in a roundabout way is if your team just won the Super Bowl, or if your team just won the World Series or whatever title, then there's absolutely positively no reason that the Boo Birds should be out for at all. I mean, if your team, if you're the New York Jets, I mean, you should probably start the game booing, right? But
100%.
If you're the Eagles or any team that's in contention, absolutely not. It's completely disrespectful to the team, to the franchise, and it's an embarrassment to the fans of Philadelphia. I mean, I wouldn't want to. I'm not an Eagles fan. I'm not a Philadelphia fan. But if you were booing the New England Patriots after winning, the dynasty after winning all these Super Bowls, I would feel uncomfortable as a fan. It's not, as far as I'm concerned, it's not acceptable.
The Patriots got booed in their first 4-13 season. I don't know if they were playing 17 then, but their first 4-win season when Belichick was still coaching, they were booed a few times during that season. And I still had a difficult time with it. I'm like, how many rings do you need? How many banners are flying?
Yeah.
The most recent one being in 2018. that's being awfully spoiled. And I look at those Eagles fans and say, geez, they just won. They are holding the Lombardi Trophy. It's
Right.
theirs right now. It's how can you possibly be booing them? And to your point, Charlie, they're still 8-4. I don't even think they should be booed the year after if they go 1-16. I still don't think they should be booed. I think that everybody in the stands should be hanging back and saying, well, we have the title. We're not you because you don't have the title. No matter what happens during that year until the next Super Bowl, you're still the Super Bowl champion and you still can walk around as the champion.
Yeah.
Yet the Eagles are just miring, and the camera kept panning to the fans, just giving them the fans are putting that thumbs down. That was a big one. Everybody was putting their thumbs down at the Eagles. It's like, oh my God. Imagine if Eagles fans were Jets fans. Imagine if Eagles fans were Jets fans and have to endure what the Jets go through every single year.
And here's the other thing. Like when you hear the boos, like what is the reaction to the boos? Even if any of the players and or coaches are going to react to the boos, it's not like you've already got your best players out there. There isn't anyone sitting on the bench that's any better. We're going to boo so we can bring in our second or third string quarterback. I mean, the Eagles they're loaded with talent. I mean, they're just in the middle of a bit of a struggle right now. I don't think when we project out 4, 5, 6 weeks that we're going to be overly concerned about the Eagles because they're going to be in the playoffs.
But it's a good point, Charlie. What are the players thinking? The players are like, dude, I just put my ring on a couple months ago. I got you guys a ring. We had a parade. And within the last calendar year, we had a parade, and you're going to boo us now? Give me a break. I think that's bad karma for Eagles fans because I think they might get real reasons to boo. If you're a Jets fan, you have real reasons to boo because you have futility year in and year out. The Eagles do not have reasons to boo. They have stars up and down the field. Oh yeah, and they have the Super Bowl. So no, I don't think so. All right. Do you want to do yours when we come back, Charlie?
Yeah, I just wanted to give an update. A few weeks back, we had talked about how in the NCAA that student athletes, if you participate in a for obviously play for college, you're not allowed to bet, to do any type of sports betting. And so the NCAA was going to change that rule, and they had implemented that they were going to make this change, and then it was kind of put on hold. And as of right now, the NCAA athletes and athletic department staff are not going to be allowed to bet on professional sports. Their organization membership voted to rescind the rule change that would have permitted student athletes to bet, and this rule applies to Division I, Division II, and Division III student athletes. So just to recap, if you want to go out and bet on horse racing, you can do that because NCAA schools don't have a horse racing championship, but student athletes can't go out and bet for the Super Bowl. They can't bet for the NHL champions, basketball, and so forth. So it's not permitted. If you're a student athlete at a Division I, II, or III school, you are not allowed to bet, period.
Charlie, did they discuss what the penalty is for that? I'm curious. If somebody has some college baseball player playing in D3 AIC or something like that has a fantasy football team, are they gonna lose their eligibility?
I would think that would be the penalty, that you would lose your eligibility, but I don't know how they're going to enforce it.
Well, so they're allowed to take money now from anybody, and with NIL, they're allowed to take millions and millions of dollars from an NIL, but they can't lay down a $2, a $2 fantasy bet. Think it's kind of stupid. I'm not necessarily saying I disagree with the logic behind it, but the reality of amateur athletics, NCAA athletics, they're not amateurs anymore. I don't know why they're treating them that way.
Right. So that was just an update on an old opening take. So.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Your home for news, talk, and information. This is 107.7 WTPL, the pulse of New Hampshire.
We hear it all the time. I wish I'd known about this sooner. Why didn't my doctor tell me this could help? Hi, this is Dr. Stephanie and Dr. Brooke from Crossroads Chiropractic. After 25 years on the radio, we hope you know that misalignments in your spine could be the cause of unwanted secondary health conditions like neck pain, sciatica, low back pain, migraine headaches, and even things like asthma, digestive problems, or infant colic. Shifts in the spine, called subluxations, can happen at any age, from slips and falls, car accidents, poor posture, sports, and even the birth process. We hope you know that only chiropractors are qualified to detect and correct subluxations in the spine. Make a date with us. Find out how chiropractic can help you with an initial visit at Crossroads Chiropractic. This month, a complete exam with any necessary x-rays is just $59 at our 4 convenient locations in Pembroke, Meredith, Bedford, and Epping. Call 603-575-9080 or visit us on the web at crossroadschiropractic.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
Hi, this is Corey McDonald from McDonald Law in Hampton Falls, and this is our 20th year in business. At McDonald Law, we know that a DUI conviction can be devastating to both you and your family. We are a team of former law enforcement and prosecutors uniquely experienced to evaluate and defend your case in any New Hampshire court. Protecting your right to drive is our first priority. If we can help you in any way, reach out to mcdonaldlaw.us. That's MACDONALD law.us.
Coming up at noon, we talk tech with Kim Commando. In the meantime, we're back to Mike and the Hoss on the Pulse of New Hampshire.
Yeah. Wolfboro Road. Legends quick to late. Mike on the mic. Playing balls, Wolfboro nights where the snow gets tossed, talking socks.
One of the things that we wanted to talk about with the opening take about the game yesterday with the Eagles was not necessarily the booing, was the fact that the game was on Friday, on Black Friday, and it happens to be the topic of our poll question. Charlie, you said you didn't even know there was a game on, and Dog, you've been complaining about it for a little while. I caught the game by accident. We watched football all day on Thursday, obviously. Yeah. Three great games on Thursday. That was 3 very good football games compared to last year. Last year, they were all blowouts. This year, they had some solid games. But anyway, were people watching it? Do they think that there should be games on Black Friday, which is the topic of our poll question? Dog, what's our poll question?
Should the NFL eliminate the Black Friday game? Yes or no?
Okay, so that'll be on X, and if Abby gets it over to Facebook too. I'm right now based on yesterday. Well, if you're an Eagles fan, absolutely. I was wondering, and I said this in jest, were they just mad that they were there on Black Friday watching a football game?
Well, how about this, Mike? How about the fact that of when they played the game? If you put it on Black Friday evening, it might have been a little bit better. You probably get some people. I'm not saying there's tons of people out there shopping on Black Friday. I'm sure there were, but just kind of like it's the day after Thanksgiving. You've already got a smorgasbord of football on Thanksgiving, and then you're like, oh, there's another game on Friday. And then it's during the day. Like, I don't know. I think it's just bad timing for the NFL.
Here's another question. Do you like it when the Patriots play on Thanksgiving?
No, not at all. No, because I actually like that the Pats are playing on Monday Night Football this week. I prefer Monday Night Football. I'd even take a Thursday night game. I like the night game or Sunday Night Football. I really don't like, and I know that the Patriots earned the fact because they stunk last year. The 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon starts. I hate those games. Those are just terrible. So I'd rather have the evening game. Give me Thursday night. Give me Monday night. Give me Sunday night. And if I have to settle, I'll take the 4:30.
Yeah, I'm a hard no on the Pats playing on Thanksgiving because I'm going to watch football either way on Thanksgiving, no matter who's playing. And I feel like when the Patriots are playing, I lose a day of watching football, kind of. Do you know what I mean? You know, I was going to watch anyway. On Sundays, when the Patriots aren't playing, like tomorrow, for instance, the Pats aren't playing, I'm not going to set my day around watching the game. I'm going to do things. I might have football in the background or doing something. If I'm, sit down, I'll tune on a game, but I'm not going to be, it's not must-see TV because I don't follow those other teams. So it's
the other thing about Thanksgiving is like when the Patriots play on Thanksgiving, like then I'm like I'm all in. Like I need it's going to kind of set my Thanksgiving. If the Patriots win, my Thanksgiving's positive. If they lose, it's like I don't. Yeah, I'd rather they never play on Thanksgiving. Let me enjoy Thanksgiving and watch football teams that I usually probably don't care about.
Yeah. No, I'm not turning down the TV during dinner. The Patriots are playing.
Yeah.
It's be the difference, right?
Exactly.
All right, New Hampshire sports.
All right. New Hampshire Sports is brought to you by Bailey's Bubble. Family-owned and operated Bailey's Bubble in downtown Wolfboro serves the finest ice cream in the state from May through October. If you can't make it to Wolfboro for ice cream, you can still order their hot fudge, panucci, and butterscotch sauces at baileysbubble.com. My favorite is their homemade hot fudge. When placing your order, don't forget to tell them that Mike and the Hoss sent you. We have actually some really cool New Hampshire news today. Some deals with high school sports, but this happens to be dealing with the NFL, the National Football League. Max Brosmer, UNH alum. He's the starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. He's making history today. He'll become the first ever UNH quarterback to start in the NFL. First of all, he's the first UNH quarterback to make an active roster, and the fact that he's starting today against Seattle is kind of a big deal. He played at UNH from 2019 to 2023. He did use his final year of eligibility because of the COVID years. He had an extra year of eligibility. He played for Minnesota. But this is exciting. This is a kind of a Max. Max was wandering around the streets of Durham and the campus of Durham not that long ago, and now he is a starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. So it's pretty exciting.
I think it's beyond that, Charlie. I don't think this is getting the attention that it should be getting in New Hampshire because this is not just. I mean, UNH is not known as a football powerhouse, obviously, but UNH plays in what I like to refer to it as a Division II. I mean, they're Division 1A or how is it 1AA, 1A?
Yeah.
I don't know how it works.
Yeah, well, they're in the Division 1, but they're in the FCS. Yeah.
FCS, but so that's not the top division, correct?
Right. Correct.
All right, so they're in the second division. However you want to, you can name it whatever you want. They're in the second division, and the fact that a quarterback is making it to a start in the NFL is pretty impressive. And I think it's for that whole division, for that whole league, it's gives them hope that says, there is a path to the NFL from this, even though you're not recruited by the Ohio States and the Alabamas of the world and the SEC schools, that there is a path to get there through these smaller schools like a UNH, South Dakota, because they were always playing them in the finals, or they're always in there. But anyway, I think it's pretty good. So I'm surprised this is not getting the print that I think it deserves to have a UNH quarterback starting an NFL game. I think any UNH player playing in an NFL game, making a roster was a big deal. The fact that the quarterback with all those D1 prime schools, the USCs, the UCLAs, the LSUs, the Alabamas, the Miamis, the Ohio State, and all of those guys and all the quarterbacks that play for them and all the backup quarterbacks that played for them, it's little old UNH Wildcat that is going to get the start. That to me is must-see TV, and I'm going to be tuning in to watch the Vikings. The game's tomorrow, right?
No.
Yeah, the game.
Yeah, excuse me, tomorrow. Sorry, it is tomorrow. It's today's Saturday. Yeah.
but that's going to be fun. That's something I want to watch. And imagine if he does well. You're gonna start seeing scouts looking at those division. Can you correct me? Is it one? Are they 1A?
They have the Bowl Championship Series. They have Division 1 BCS. They have Division 1 FCS. And
FCS.
Then you go down to Division 2 and Division 3. So yeah, that's
they're
kind of how
FCS.
they have it. Yeah.
So they're the second. No matter how you cut it, they're the second division, and that's really impressive. Dog, you want to chime in on that?
He's wearing the number 12 like Shadur Sanders. Just saying.
Oh, no. He's wearing the number 12 like Tom Brady.
I'm saying if current players. They're wearing the number 12. It's working.
Yeah. I don't know about Shadur Sanders, but I'm all in on Max. I'm all in on Max
We'll talk picks. Nope.
No, I think he went undrafted too, didn't he? Wasn't he undrafted?
He was undrafted. Yeah. Exactly.
That's another story. That's another thing. It's one thing if you get an undrafted middle linebacker, but when you get the quarterback, you think all this blue chip talent that's out there, playing colleges all over the place, and an undrafted guy he works his way up the roster within 2 years, and now he's going to get the start.
Exciting. Yeah, it's exciting.
And, if he plays well, there's a path there in Minnesota. There is a path because the current quarterback, help me out. He's been struggling. You guys aren't going to help me out.
AJ McCarthy.
Thank you. McCarthy. Thank you. He's been struggling, and he's obviously not seen like the real deal. So there's a path in Minnesota. If he plays well, he could get the start next week too.
He could. All right. Speaking of football, let's talk a little bit about NHIAA playoff football update. This afternoon after this show, the Division I finals game is happening today at Stellos Stadium, 1:00. Pinkerton, the number 3 seed Pinkerton, is playing against the number 1 seed Bedford. So Pinkerton, Bedford for the Division I championship. The Division II champion was crowned last week. It was Trinity. The Division III champion, also crowned last week, was Guilford. And prior to that, the Division IV champion was Hillsborough Daring. So this is the end. This is the official end of the fall sports season this weekend, happening later this afternoon at Stellos Stadium. So good luck to the Pinkerton Academy Astros versus the Bedford, the Bulldogs. So
Bulldogs,
good luck.
yep.
Yeah, good luck to both of them. I, of course, I'm rooting for an upset. I would love to see Pinkerton get the win. So best of luck today, boys, and good luck and congratulations on a great season.
Charlie, I think we've talked about this. Are there any Thanksgiving games in New Hampshire?
I don't know the answer to that. I mean, I'm a Massachusetts guy, and there's a bazillion of them. But I don't know, Dog. Do you know? Did they?
It's usually Manchester West versus Manchester Central in the Turkey Bowl. Usually, so
okay. Yeah. It's too bad that they don't have the tradition. Like Massachusetts, for example, has the tradition of Thanksgiving Day games. And that was always exciting because you'd go to the game, then you come back home and you'd have your meal. We had talked years ago when I was coaching how cool it would have been to have when I was coaching Kingswood, it would have been like the Kingswood Kennett if they had played on Thanksgiving. The problem is you run into playoff implications and you have to have those games played beforehand. But it would be nice to bring back some type of Turkey Bowl. That would be fun.
So does Massachusetts, do the games on Thanksgiving, do they count towards standings and playoffs and stuff like that?
No.
They're just like friendlies? They're just friendlies?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're friendly. So because they already they've started the playoff run already for the Massachusetts teams. So
you risk injury, I guess there's some negatives with doing that too.
I guess, but I mean it's I think tradition trumps all of that. So
okay. Hey, when we come back, we have a new sponsor for trivia that we've never done before. So it's gonna be good. And it's an easy question. So we'll be right back.
News, information, and discussion. This is 107.7 WTPL.
Our lots filled like a snow globe. We've got cars galore. Snow is coming, so don't make us choke. Hillsborough Ford and Jeep Ram, you see, we're not snow removal, we're your dealership's free. Claim your dream car before it wears a snowy red. Avalanche of autos ready for you to check out. Our deals are blazing, that's what it's all about. We'd rather sell inventory than we'll just snowplow. Hurry on over, make that purchase now. Head to the hills, Hillsborough, Ford, and Jeep Ram.
It's time to celebrate 25 years of the Beck Cash Shriners Festival of Trees in Concord. So if you can't find that dusty box of decorations in the attic, why not win a gorgeous, fully decorated tree? With the 25th annual Beck Cash Shriners Festival of Trees, there'll be over 100 beautifully themed and decorated trees, all donated by generous people, businesses, and organizations. With a variety of sizes and themes, you're bound to find the perfect tree to celebrate the holidays in your house this season. Purchase chances to win your favorite and have time to enjoy. Take your chance to win the famous lottery tree too, along with cash calendars. It's the Beck Cash Shriners 25th Annual Festival of Trees at Shriner Center, 189 Pembroke Road in Concord. Saturday, November 22nd through Sunday, November 30th. Doors open at 10 a.m. Closed Thanksgiving Day. Enjoy refreshments, games, and a special visit from Santa. For more information, call 225-5372 or go to beck-shriners.org. Celebrate 25 years of the Beck Cash Shriners Festival of Trees.
No machine works harder than you do, so your tractor needs to keep up. At MB Tractor and Equipment, the Kubota BX23S is the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. and built for everything your land demands. This compact powerhouse handles mowing, hauling, grading, digging, trenching, and property cleanup. Kubota offers over 40 implements to expand what your BX23S can do all season long. Come winter, the BX23S doesn't quit. Outfit yours with snow clearing gear like loader-mounted snowplows, snow blades, or snow blowers. With quick connect systems like Kubota's Swift Connect or K-Connect, switching implements is fast and clean. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $5,250. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer. MB Tractor and Equipment. Trusted, locally owned, and always ready to help. With 9 locations, there's one near you.
Get in touch with the show anytime at thepulseofnh.com and on the free-to-download Pulse of NH app. Now, back to Mike and the Haas on the Pulse of New Hampshire.
Mike and the Haas, Sports Talk Classics in New England. Magic broadcast fantastic. Both aboard a crew where the echo screams.
I saw a little nervousness in Dog's eyes because we weren't back and the commercial was ending. He was looking at the screen. I saw it there. No, he trusted us. That's good.
It would have been the J-Dog show for a couple of seconds.
The
J-Dog. Ready for it. All right, Charlie, new sponsor.
Yeah, we have a new sponsor. Today happens to be Small Business Saturday, and this is a small business located actually in Tufton Borough, New Hampshire. The name of the company is Belladina Coffee, a lovely choice. Wake up your senses with Belladina Coffee, a lovely choice. At Belladina, every cup starts with quality specialty roasts selected by season for peak freshness and flavor. Their beans are roasted in small batches, giving you that rich, smooth taste that only true craftsmanship can deliver. Whether you love bold, bright, or beautifully balanced, Carol and Tim Galvin work with you to create a custom flavor profile that matches your unique taste. It's coffee designed for you and perfect to share with friends. Treat yourself to something special. Belladina Coffee, specialty roasts that awaken your senses and invigorate your day. To get Belladina Coffee delivered straight to your door, visit belladinacoffee.com. That's belladinacoffee.com. Order today and taste for yourself why Belladina Coffee is truly a lovely choice. All right, trivia today for a chance to win. Belladina Coffee is going to be shipped directly to your door. You're going to have a chance to work with Tim and Carol to decide what you want and how you want them to grind the coffee beans. So today's trivia, if you know it, 603-228-2080. That's 603-228-2080. Who is the NBA's all-time leading scorer? Once again, who is the NBA's all-time leading scorer? If you know, 603-228-2080, 603-228-2080 for a chance to win coffee from Belladina Coffee, a lovely choice.
All right. Speaking of the NBA, the Celtics, I mean, I guess doing okay. They're 10-8. They're now in 8th place. That's better than 13th or 14th where they were. Do you think the Celtics, and we've said this before about this team, is there a likability factor with this team or not likability factor with this team? And does it start with the coach? It's a question for you, Charlie.
Yeah, I think it's so. I mean, there's obviously there's players on the Celtics that I really like. You know, Peyton Pritchard, as you know, I love Peyton Pritchard. But you're right. You know, they're hard to like. I guess they're hard to love. They're likable. I mean, we know that Tatum's out this season. Jaylen Brown there's something about Jaylen Brown. I don't want to say he's not likable, but I don't know. Maybe he's not likable. There's something about him I just don't really. I don't care for him. How's that? Is that I can put it that way? Jaylen Brown doesn't.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't do much for me. You know, the Celtics did have they won 2 in a row, but they had a big win against the Pistons. I mean, the Pistons are a real team in the NBA Cup group stage. So that was kind of exciting to see that they played well and they played well enough to beat the Pistons, and they actually played good basketball. But you're right. You take a look at Joe Mazzulla, and we had talked about him in the past, one of our poll questions of whether or not he should be fired. And there's something about Joe Mazzulla that, you know, I don't know if he's likable. I said before in a previous show, I actually like Joe Mazzulla, the person. I think some of the things he says I find entertaining, and I think I would like to sit down and have a cup of coffee with Joe Mazzulla. That would be interesting. But as a coach, I don't think I like him as a coach, as a head coach in the NBA. I think he's a little bit. I think being a head coach is a little bit of kind of a above his pay grade, where he's a good assistant coach. He kind of just fell into this, and he fell into winning a championship as well, just because of the cast of characters around him. But you're right, Mike. I think it's hard to love the Celtics. I guess I would say that I like the Celtics. I'm not in love with the Celtics.
Yeah, I root for the Celtics, but I don't lose sleep when they lose games. And if they were to go, I guess because of how I feel about the coach, I enjoy rooting against them, and sometimes too, or at least because I want them to make the change at the top. When Brad Stevens was coaching, I didn't feel like that there was a likability issue with the Celtics. I felt that, you know, the team was going to bring it every night. They were going to play good, solid team basketball. Mazzulla it's so chaotic with what they do. You don't know what's going to happen from, you know, one possession to the next. You don't know what team's going to show up from one night to the next. And please do not catch a press conference with Joe Mazzulla, because then you're really not going to like him. He's just so pungent to the media that it's not good.
Yeah, well, you know what? The one thing you know the Celtics are going to do is shoot the 3 ball. That's guaranteed. They're going to shoot.
Yeah, and I would love to know. And you know, Brad Stevens is up in Molten Borough, and I would love to, you know, get him on the show and ask him, is this an organizational philosophy, or is this a coaching philosophy? Because I think that would help Mazzulla. If it was an organizational philosophy that they're going to chuck up threes like no other team ever, then some of the heat and pressure would come off Mazzulla from fans like me that are really blaming him. But if it's a Mazzulla philosophy, then why is Brad Stevens letting that happen? Why is the organization letting that happen? You know, that's where I'm at with that. The Bruins, on the other hand.
Hang on one second. Before we go to the Bruins, are we going to have a chance to listen to the Celtics later today, Mike?
Yeah, we are. I'm sorry. I was going to come afterwards. The Celtics are pregame at 4:30, and they are at Minnesota Timberwolves. Is this an NBA Cup game also, or?
Oh, that's done.
That's all done. That's over.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all done. The Celtics aren't in. The Cavs aren't in. So I don't care. No.
Is the NBA Cup going to last? Is it, or are we almost done with this?
Well, I think it's a 4-year experiment. So maybe after next year, because this will be the 4th season, they do it next year. Then I think now I'm giving them ideas. They're going to play teams outside, you know, because that's Group A East or Group. The Celtics were in what group? Like what, C East or whatever. Yeah. Now they're going to take on like a couple teams from the West. They may do this for 10 years for all we know. I hope not, but.
And then how about this? I mean, the Lakers couldn't even play on their floor last night. You know, they had to play on their original.
Correct. When I saw that, I thought that was like a Thanksgiving joke. I'm like, no, they had to, at Crypto.com Arena, they had to have their usual home court that they had in an NBA Cup game So they didn't have egg on their face. They had an omelet on their face last week.
The Bruins, Charlie McAvoy had a little skate to this morning. I don't know if you saw that first time on the ice. He had the full bubble on. So he's coming off the injury, which happened to be our topic of our poll question last week, because he does not wear a full face mask. He might start wearing one now, and he had to have facial surgery. What were the results on that? We asked the question, should the NHL mandate full masks?
Last week, on X at the Pulse of NH, with the Charlie McAvoy injury, should hockey players be required to wear full face masks? This was a big poll here, guys. We got a lot of traction on this. 58.3% saying no, 41.7% saying yes out of 24 votes. Thank you again to those that voted.
And for the record, I went full face mask on my Wednesday night Thanksgiving skate. And I one out of my two kids did too. I couldn't get one over the line, but one out of the two did. I don't know. I guess I'm not surprised that it was basically 50-50 on this. And if I go watch a game, I'm kind of with the fans that say that for them not to wear face masks, because you can see their faces. That's one of the beauties about hockey, is that you can see their faces. But anyway, Julia from Belmont has an answer for trivia, Charlie.
All right.
Julia, what do you got?
Hi, is it LeBron James?
It is, Julia. You have won the trivia.
Woohoo!
Yeah, you're gonna get.
Excellent.
I know you're gonna get a chance to experience Belladina coffee, and Dog's gonna get your information, and we'll get you hooked up with Tim and Carol Galvin, so you can get whatever you want from Belladina coffee as far as your choice. So thank you. Thanks for listening to the show. Thanks for calling in for trivia.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Julia.
you. Appreciate it. All right.
Back to the Bruins real quick before we go to break. The Bruins, a little bit like the Celtics in terms of you don't trust what the product is going to be from night to night. They got their doors blown off yesterday by the Rangers at home, 6-2, but 6-2 was generous. It really was. I think at one point, it was 4-2 at one. It was 4-0, then 4-2, then 6-2. A real thud of a Black Friday game for the Bruins, which has become a tradition for them, that 1:00 start on Black Friday.
Right.
Friday matinee.
Yeah, but they really laid an egg yesterday, and I think that's what you're getting with the Bruins. You don't know what you're going to get, and they're still in the mix. That we've talked about this before, that Thanksgiving line, where if you're in the playoffs at Thanksgiving, there's a really good chance you're going to be in the playoffs, for the rest of the year, and that's where the Bruins are at. So, although what a logjam! I don't know if you've caught the standings for NHL, but there's like 3 points separating 10 teams.
Yeah,
it is really, it's pretty impressive. But anyway, all right. When we come back, we're going to talk Patriots, NFL, and obviously our picks.
107.7 WTPL, the pulse of New Hampshire.
Are you someone who loves networking and seeking a new opportunity to grow financially? Are you tired of the same old 9-to-5 job where every day is the same? If so, here at Benny Media, the home of this radio station you're loving right now, we're accepting resumes for dynamic and driven marketing consultants to join our team. If you're passionate about radio, music, events, digital, and the idea of helping businesses grow, it's time we met. Our marketing consultants have the autonomy to create their own schedule, say yes when others say no, enjoy comp plans like you've never seen in media sales, and spend their days in the communities that matter to them. At Benny Media, you'll be a crucial part of our team that is dedicated to helping businesses succeed while enjoying the process. And the best part? No income limits. The harder you work, the more you can earn. To learn more and submit your resume today, simply text OPPORTUNITY to 78,000. That's OPPORTUNITY to 78,000. We can't wait to meet you.
Hi, it's Cheryl.
And Frank, Capital Craftsman of Romance Jewelers in Concord.
Hey, Frank, do you think kissing under the mistletoe is a romantic holiday tradition?
I suppose so.
But how many of us have actually kissed under the mistletoe, let alone find any mistletoe?
True, but instead of worrying about where to even find mistletoe, why not get her something that will show her how much you love her every single day? Like a gift or piece of jewelry from Capital Craftsman and Romance Jewelers.
We can help you select a ring, necklace, or pendant just for her. When she opens that box and sees that diamond or gem sparkle first thing this Christmas morning, you'll know you've made the right choice. and no mistletoe could ever compare.
The Capital Craftsman and Romance Jewelers, located at 16 North Main Street, downtown Concord. Find us online at capitalcraftsman.com.
We want to be your family jeweler.
Gifts for your loved ones and everyone in between. capitalcraftsman.com.
This holiday season, give the gift of fun at FunSpot, the largest arcade in the world. For over 70 years, families and friends have been making memories with over 600 games, from classic favorites to the rarest games on earth. Challenge your skills at 20 lanes of traditional or candlepin bowling, 18 holes of indoor mini golf, and kiddie rides for the little ones. FunSpot truly has something for everyone. Hungry from all the fun? Grab a bite at the Braggin' Dragon restaurant or enjoy a festive drink or craft beer at the tavern. Still searching for the perfect gift? FunSpot gift cards make everyone's holidays brighter, and if you can't make it in, they'll ship them to you for free. From young to old, everyone loves FunSpot. This holiday season, give the gift of fun, excitement, and memories that will last a lifetime. Open every day, all year round. Find them on Route 3, Weirs Beach, Laconia, or visit funspotnh.com. This holiday, give fun, excitement, and memories that last a lifetime. Find them on Route 3, Weirs Beach, Laconia, or at funspotnh.com.
You're listening to the Granite State's own Mike and the Hoss on the Pulse of New Hampshire.
Mike and the Hoss on the radio waves. Teachers by day, coaches making plays. Sports talking kings of Wolf.
The New England Patriots currently have the best record in the NFL. It's still kind of hard to imagine that that's the case. I think their level of play has come back to earth the past couple of weeks. So I don't think that they've, playing really well in Cincinnati. They almost, probably could have lost that game. And you're finally starting to see some injuries creep up with the Patriots, especially on their offensive line. As you mentioned earlier, Charlie, Monday night, they play the Giants. They're going to host the Giants. It's in New England. I think the Giants are 2-10, but I think they're a dangerous 2-10. I have a real bad feeling about this game. I'm going to pick the Patriots when we do our picks, but I have a bad feeling about this one.
I almost won in Detroit, guys. They had to go to overtime against in Detroit, a team that's usually good, in Detroit, except for this past Thanksgiving against the Packers.
And they have, take a look at this with the Giants. We know they've lost their last 6 games. Dog just said they pushed the Lions to overtime. They have interim head coach Mike Kafka, and Mike Kafka fired his defensive coordinator and elevated his linebackers coach Charlie Bullen. So I am worried about the Giants. They've got nothing to lose. They're a terrible team. They're not making the playoffs. They've got a new coaching staff. They've got players seem to be invigorated a little bit with the new interim head coach. This is a recipe for absolute disaster on Monday Night Football for the New England Patriots.
Are they a terrible team, or did they just not play well?
Yeah, they're not a terrible team, but
their defensive line, they have a lot of pass rushers, and the Patriots' offensive line is, they're playing a lot of the backups this week because Will Campbell got hurt and Jared Wilson got hurt. Yeah. So, and now Jackson Dart's going to play. He cleared the concussion protocol, so he is going to play, and he's kind of that X factor. You don't know what you're going to get with him. He kind of reminds me of a few years ago when Justin Fields came, and the Patriots were okay at that point, and Justin Fields came to New England. I think it was a Monday night game, and he absolutely tore up the Patriots because he was mobile, and the Patriots didn't know what to do with it.
Right. Bears won their first ever Monday night game, or they won their first ever game in Foxborough. They had never beaten the Patriots in New England. So
and then you saw what Justin Fields does with the Jets, and you realize that it was more about the Patriots than it was about Justin Fields and how they handled that quarterback. So it's new coaching, so who knows, but that mobile kind of quarterback that they can run the Wildcat and they can do all those kinds of things. And there is a lot of hype around Jackson Dart. So, and some of it probably is legit. So I need to be careful on this one. This one makes me nervous.
Yeah, but this is what I do like, though. It seems that listening to Mike Vrabel, listening to the players, it seems like everybody in the Patriots organization is taking this game seriously. There's no conversations about it's just the Giants. I think everybody. I think Vrabel's done a nice job saying, you know what, This is an NFL team we're playing. Anything can happen on Monday night, and we need to put our our best game face on to play this team. You mentioned with the loss of the entire left side of the line. Granted, the guys that are coming into play all are seasoned veterans as starters. I mean, they've had NFL starts before. They're not brand new. But that being said, I mean, that concerns me. I mean, you need to make sure that Drake May is ready. He needs the time to be able to throw the ball. So I do have some nerves, but I also, and I guess we used to say in Belichick we trust. Can we now say in Vrabel we trust?
I'm never saying that again. I'm never saying that again. I'm never giving it all to the coach. I'm going to go with the quarterback.
Yeah.
It's a new era.
I like
Gonna be
Vrabel,
May.
though. I like what Vrabel's doing. So.
Before we go to picks real quick, though, that the fact that Cincinnati beat Baltimore the other night relatively handily make that Patriots game feel better, especially with it being in Cincinnati. So maybe Cincinnati's a lot better than we were giving him credit for.
Burrow's back, though. That helps. Burrow's back.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Although I don't think he didn't play very well the other night. I mean,
they still trying, that big toe. I think give it a couple more weeks. I actually think Cincinnati's back in it. So
okay. All right. So picks. I'm still in first place. Jeez, I thought you guys were going to knock me off by now, but maybe it'll be this week. All right. Texans at the Colts. By the way, all the good games most of the good games were on Thursday. So I try to get games that are competitive, but I don't know. Texans at the Colts. I think the Colts are reeling a little bit. Daniel Jones there's word out that he has a broken fibula, that he's playing on a broken leg, and he was limping all over the place the other day. So I got an upset happening here. I'm going to go with the Texans are going to win this game.
Yeah, the Texans they're playing well, and I don't disagree with you, Mike. I think the Texans go into Indianapolis and they beat the Colts.
Dog?
I think the Colts are going to come away with this just barely, and I'll take Indy.
Okay. The Bills at the Steelers. Bills just lost to the Texans. Steelers lost to Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers is supposed to play.
Steelers lost to the Bears.
Oh, Bears, sorry. I'm going to go Bills on this one.
Yeah, I think the Bills are still a competitive team. I don't think they're going to lose to the Steelers, although I do worry. It is in Pittsburgh, but I'm taking Buffalo Bills.
Dog?
Rodgers will play. Bills are hanging on by a thread. I'm going to take the Bills.
Yeah. If Bills lose this game, well, whichever team loses this game is in trouble.
Yeah.
Broncos at the Commanders. Again, I was choosing from games. I think the Broncos are playing really well. Our friend Joe Theismann, who had on the show last week, if you didn't get a chance to listen to it, go to the podcast. He has the Broncos going, possible Super Bowl champions. But I'm gonna go Broncos.
Yeah, it's kind of for a no-brainer for this. The Commanders are not going to beat the Broncos. Denver.
Dog.
It's unanimous. Denver. Why is this a Sunday night game? Flex it out. Come on.
Yeah.
The Commanders are terrible.
The Rams at the Panthers. Again, choosing this is the closest I could come to two winning teams. The Panthers are 6-6. The Rams are super, as we said before, but they are traveling across country. Travel matters. Although the Rams looked fantastic last week. I got the Rams.
I have the Rams as well.
Dog.
Rams in Carolina. Got them. They look super.
And then lastly, the Giants at the Patriots. It scares me, but I'm not going to go against the Patriots right now. I trust their makeup. I think they're going to pull it out somehow. They're going to pull this out, so I got the Patriots.
Patriots win their 10th game in a row. They beat the Giants in a competitive game. Dog.
They're old school Pats. They seem to win in those old school uniforms, even though they weren't really all that good in those old school uniforms when they actually played in them. I'll take the Pats.
So really, there's not going to be a whole lot of movement this week. Mike and I aren't going to move at all, sadly.
No,
but
we have the same picks.
There's only one difference. Dog went with the Colts when we went with the Texans.
So I'm in first place next week, guaranteed.
You are.
I like it.
Guaranteed. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just going to start picking just all lopsided games, and then I will guarantee a win. All right, that's going to do it for us. Congratulations, Julia in Belmont. Catch the Celtics tonight at 5:00 in Minnesota. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye.